You know someone like this, right? Someone who doesn't go to the gym and doesn't seem to exercise much. Yet their body stays toned and their muscles remain well maintained. Some people even keep their physique unchanged as they age. I was truly curious. How do they maintain muscle without working out? Were they born with special genes? Or is there a secret we don't know about? I couldn't find the answer to this question for a long time. I believed you had to sweat in the gym to build and maintain muscle. But then I saw groundbreaking research published by the Stanford University School of Medicine, Muscle Physiology Institute that completely changed my perspective. Not only is it possible to maintain muscle without exercise, but millions of people worldwide were unconsciously practicing this method. The research team tracked 350 men and women between their 50s and 70s for 10 years. Among them was a group that maintained muscle mass and strength well without any special exercise routine. Surprisingly, this group comprised 43% of the total. When researchers carefully analyzed their lifestyle patterns, they found commonalities. It was a specific combination of eating habits and daily activities. So what's their secret? The first secret is protein intake timing. Many people know that eating protein builds muscle, but when you eat it is far more important than how much you eat. According to a 23-year longitudinal study by the Tokyo University of Physical Education Department of Nutritional Physiology, people who evenly distributed protein across all 3 meals had a 47% higher muscle synthesis rate than those who consumed it in 1 or 2 meals. The key here is that muscle protein synthesis lasts only about 3 to 5 hours after a meal. Therefore, if you consume adequate protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can maintain a muscle synthesis state throughout the day. An experiment by the Copenhagen University research team showed that eating 20 grams of protein at each of 3 meals was 1.3 times more effective for muscle maintenance than consuming 60 grams in 1 meal. So specifically, how much should you eat? Generally, 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight is recommended. For a 70-kilogram adult, that's 84 to 112 grams per day. Divided into 3 meals, that's roughly 28 to 37 grams per meal. That's about 4 eggs, 100 grams of chicken breast, half a block of tofu, or 1 salmon steak. The second secret is foods rich in leucine. Leucine is one of the essential amino acids and acts as a switch for muscle synthesis. According to research from the University of Texas Medical Center, people who consume sufficient leucine had a 29% higher muscle synthesis rate, even when eating the same amount of protein. Since leucine cannot be produced by our bodies, it must be obtained through food. Which foods contain the most leucine? Parmesan cheese ranks first with 3.6 grams per 100 grams. Next is beef tenderloin with 2.6 grams per 100 grams, chicken breast has 2.5 grams, and salmon has 2.3 grams. For plant-based options, soybeans are excellent, containing 2.7 grams of leucine per 100 grams. The recommended daily leucine intake is approximately 3 to 5 grams. The third secret is resistant starch. You might wonder what this has to do with muscle, but it's actually very important. A 2023 study by the University of Sydney Metabolic Research Institute revealed surprising facts. The group that consistently consumed resistant starch had a 34% increase in protein utilization, efficiency, and excellent effects in preventing muscle breakdown. Resistant starch is carbohydrate that doesn't get digested in the small intestine, but reaches the large intestine. It becomes food for beneficial bacteria in the colon, producing short-chain fatty acids that inhibit muscle protein breakdown and improve insulin sensitivity to help muscle synthesis. An experiment by the University of Toronto research team showed that people who consumed resistant starch had a 41% lower muscle loss rate than the control group. Where is resistant starch abundant? Surprisingly, it's in cooled rice. When freshly cooked rice is refrigerated and then eaten, resistant starch increases more than threefold. It's also abundant in unripe bananas, boiled and cooled potatoes, oats, and lentils. Daily intake of 15 to 20 grams of resistant starch is recommended. The fourth secret is vitamin D. Most people only associate vitamin D with bone health, but it's actually critical for muscle health too. A large-scale study by VU University Medical Center, Amsterdam showed that people with sufficient blood vitamin D levels had an average of 6.8% more muscle mass than those deficient, and were 17% stronger. Vitamin D binds to muscle cell receptors to promote muscle protein synthesis. It also improves mitochondrial function, increasing muscle energy production. Research by the Munich University Sports Medicine Department showed that elderly people who normalized their vitamin D levels improved muscle function by 23% in just 12 weeks. Vitamin D is synthesized in the skin through sunlight, but most modern people are deficient because they spend most time indoors. Getting 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight daily is good. Food sources include fatty fish, like salmon and mackerel, egg yolks, and mushrooms. The recommended daily amount is 1,000 to 2,000 international units. The fifth secret is omega-3 fatty acids. According to recent research by the Paris-Saclay University Nutrition Research Institute in France, people over 60 who consumed sufficient omega-3 had a 50% higher muscle synthesis rate than the omega-3 deficient group. Omega-3 makes muscle cell membranes flexible, facilitating the entry and exit of nutrients and hormones, and its anti-inflammatory action aids post-exercise recovery. EPA and DHA are particularly important. A randomized controlled trial by the University of Aberdeen research team showed that the group consuming 4 grams of omega-3 daily increased muscle mass by an average of 1.2 kilograms after 16 weeks. It's abundant in oily fish like mackerel, saury, sardines, and salmon, and also found in flaxseed and chia seeds. Eating fish 2 to 3 times a week, or a tablespoon of flaxseed daily is sufficient. The sixth secret is foods rich in creatine. Creatine is famous as a supplement, but can also be obtained through food. Research by the University of São Paulo Exercise Physiology Department in Brazil showed that people who consistently consumed dietary creatine had a 37% slower muscle loss rate. Creatine supplies energy to muscle cells and promotes protein synthesis. Creatine is mainly found in meat. 500 grams of beef contains about 2 grams. 500 grams of pork contains 1.0 grams, and 500 grams of salmon contains 2.3 grams. Daily creatine intake of 1 to 3 grams helps maintain muscle. Vegetarians should consider supplements. The seventh secret is magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzyme reactions, especially essential for protein synthesis. According to Mayo Clinic research, people deficient in magnesium had an average of 8.3% less muscle mass than those with sufficient levels. Magnesium also helps muscle relaxation, preventing cramps and pain. It's abundant in almonds, pumpkin seeds, spinach, dark chocolate, and avocado. Pumpkin seeds are the best source, with 150 milligrams of magnesium in 30 grams. The recommended daily intake is 400 milligrams for adult men and 310 milligrams for women. Now let me share the secrets of daily activities. The eighth secret is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. This refers to energy expended through all physical activities that aren't exercise. A 15-year tracking study by Maastricht University, Department of Human Movement Sciences in the Netherlands produced surprising results. People with high NEAT, those who move frequently in daily life, had very little muscle loss even without separate exercise. Specifically, people who walked more than 10,000 steps daily, frequently used stairs, or had long-standing work hours had an average of 12% more muscle mass than sedentary people. The secret is simple: reduce sitting time and increase movement time. Small habits like getting up and walking for 5 minutes every hour, using stairs instead of elevators, standing during phone calls, and walking short distances add up to make a big difference. University of Melbourne research showed that reducing sitting time by just 2 hours daily decreased muscle loss rate by 19%. You can start today too. No grand plan needed. Start by eating 2 more eggs this morning, walking 10 minutes after lunch, using stairs, and going to bed early. These small changes will accumulate to create amazing results in a few months. A healthy, toned body isn't built only in gyms. It's entirely possible at your daily dining table and in everyday life. I'm rooting for your success. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe. Share your experiences in the comments too. Thank you.